Hello, how are you? And welcome. In this video, we're going to analyze chapter 6. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the major events that are taking place in the chapter. So you want to watch to the end to learn more. And if you're new, don't forget to support me by subscribing to my channel. Chapter 6 has 3 episodes. One is the opening of the summit. And number 2, we have Chaminuka restaurant and Muponda restaurant. So, as a good student, you should understand the major events that are taking place in these episodes in your own words. And that is what I'm going to help you in this video. The first part is the opening of the summit. And the principal participants are the heads of states, the 50 of them. Because we're talking about the president's security is at its tightest, which means that a guest or all the guests have to be checked or they have to be cleared before they are allowed in. And the whole chapter talks about one character, Comrade Melusi, but we're going to find another character who is Tad Longway. So Comrade Melusi is at the queue waiting to be cleared. But when his turn came, a needle is detected in his briefcase. And such kind of things are not allowed in. So the big question, why is he having a needle? Maybe you could try that. Pause the video and then try it. He's having a needle because he was diagnosed with diabetes during one of the medical checkup with the AGDA, an AGDA Agency of Governance and Development in Africa. So during one of the medical checkup with the AGDA, when he was joining PAD Alpha, and there is a argument between Melusi and the security guard, but later on he is allowed in. Episode 2, Chaminuka restaurant in Harare, and we have 2 characters again, Comrade Melusi and Tad Longway. They are at the restaurant and they are having lunch. We are told that it's already 1:30 and 1:30 is lunchtime, but they are the only people who are at the restaurant. And this is because the economy in Zimbabwe had crashed. So a Zimbabwean could not afford to eat out. They could not afford to buy a plate of food at the restaurant unless someone, a visitor, is footing the bills. So we have these 2 people, but you can see at the end of the day, the person who is going to pay the bill is not Comrade Melusi, who is a Zimbabwean, but it's the visitor, Tad Longway. And after that, we learn about the origin of the name Comrade. Remember, there is a point when Tad referred to him as Mr. Melusi, and he did not want to be referred by a Mr. and he had to refuse. No, it's Comrade. So why Comrade? Melusi and the leader of Zimbabwe used to fight Smith side by side, and so the leader preferred to call him a comrade. So I'll give you an assignment, but then you're going to share with me. What is the meaning of the word comrade? And then, after they fought Smith, and I am supposing Smith means the white guy, because it's after that Zimbabwe attained independence, and a new ruler was chosen, and a new national anthem was sung. But then, the new ruler betrayed Comrade Melusi. He helped him to fight Smith. He did not appoint Melusi a minister. And why is that? Before we go to the reason, we also introduced to the 2 tribes of Zimbabwe. We have the Shona. Begin at this point is very important. So we have the Shona and we have Ndebele. The new ruler is a Shona, the head of state is a Shona, and Ndebele and Melusi, Comrade Melusi, is a Ndebele. So the 2 of them are not of the same tribe, and we are told when the leader or when the new ruler discovered that Melusi was a Ndebele, That is when he kicked him out of the government and he saw him as an opponent. So we have the issue of tribalism in this case. And after that, the author tells us about the leader of Melusi's group. He is the leader and Melusi is Ndebele. So we are assuming that the leader of Melusi's group is also Ndebele. And this leader is sacked. Remember, the ruler is Shona. Why is he sacked? Is it because he is Ndebele? As a result, there is anti-government unrest. The Ndebele attacked the government supporters and then retribution followed. And there is another thing that is coming out, though I'm going to have a video on the things. After the Ndebele attacked the government retaliated. And that is when we have the group called the Gukurahundi. And this Gukurahundi is a Shona group, which is a Shona, which means it could have been formed by the head of the state, or it could have been formed by the new ruler. And according to the book, this group, it washed off all the Ndebele insurgents like Shah. And in the process, Melusi's wife is killed by the gun, the Gukurahundi. Now I hope you understand the major event in the second episode. And finally we have the last episode, the major event at the last episode at Mukonda restaurant, still in Harare. The two characters, Tad and Comrade Melusi, are going on with their conversation from where they left. And we learned that Comrade Melusi had to form an opposition party, which is referred to as NIP, New Independent Party. And he ran for presidency, but did not win because there was rigging of elections. They were not free and fair. And the ruler won by 99%. Comrade Melusi and the other opponents had to share the remaining 1%. The government had again to revenge to those who did not vote for them. And they formed this group, the Muramatsvina, which is also a Shona, which means it has something to do with the new ruler. And Muramatsvina in Shona means expelling trash. And the trash in this case, it means the Ndebele, because the group actually had to expel the Ndebele by destroying their residence. And the new ruler claimed that the main aim was to prevent diseases and curb crime. But we know that, but the author tells us, or Melusi puts it clear, that the main aim was to punish the urban poor for supporting the opposition. So that is revenge. The chapter ends with Tad Longwe paying the bills and offering Melusi a great deal of money in form of American dollars before inviting him to join Path Alpha. So my question is, where did he offer him money before inviting him to Path Alpha? Give me your thoughts on the comments. And actually that is the end of our lesson today. At least you know what happens in each of these episodes. And the major theme is about the Shona and the Ndebele, the conflicts that existed between these two people. The history students, I know you're aware of the conflict, so you can explain better. And also understand these two groups, the Muramatsvina and the Gukurahundi. So that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate this. I'll see you in our next lesson. Thank you and bye-bye.